But at the end of the day, I want them to be genuinely happy. I want them to be genuinely happy with themselves. There's certain time and place that not everybody can come with you because not everybody's aligned. And in leadership, you all need to be aligned within the same vision.
Welcome again to I Got an Accent, So What? Do you have an accent, Norkis?
I sure do.
And I'm going to say something outside and before I introduce you, because this woman is a powerhouse. Aww. Not only a broker, owner of Nona Legacy, which I'm so proud of you and your whole entire journey. I've been following you for, how long do we know each other?
Oh my God, 10 plus years maybe?
Now, we're not going to age ourselves, but... Norkis is a powerhouse here in our whole entire community in real estate, broker, owner, woman empowerment, true. That legacy for Hispanic, Latinas, mujeres that actually make a difference. But going back, she does have an accent, and I was making fun of it, and you're going to apologize because I said to my producer, she sounds just like Kardashian.
Oh
like she sounds like a Kim Kardashian. Like she have that voice like from California, blah, blah, blah. Every time we talk, I'm like, because I'm so loud and so sometimes rough that I'm like, but I love your accent.
Aw, thank you.
I wish to be that delicate sometimes, but it doesn't come out across. Thank you for coming and accepting this.
Oh my God.
Invitation.
No, thank you for having me. It's honestly an honor to be here with you. You know that you're somebody that I totally admired. And the minute when we met, it was like an automatic click. Because we're aligned and we vibe the same. So thank you so much for having me.
You're one of those ladies that even though we're from different brokerages, different ownership, we have never felt any type of way. The contrary, we're the one that we admire each other. We're always making joke. Every time we see each other, I'm like, Norkis is like this sisterhood, even though in the business side, you know, and then in the personal, we have never been able to hang out because you're so busy. I'm always busy, you know, career so much, but I'm always one of your biggest fans. The impact that you do in our community, the impact that you've done to the people in your amazing office, it's very, very honorable. And I want to say that there are many of us looking at you and you're inspiring all day long.
Oh, thank you so much. And the feeling is mutual, to be honest with you, Gea. Like you said, we never shared so much on a personal level, but we've been able to share like on panels and stuff that we have been invited to. And we always clicked. We would stick together. So, and I honestly admire everything that you've done too. And I think it's because you keep it real. We keep it authentic. And I think that's what makes us different.
I think that's the hardest thing to people. Sometimes they battle with that, with whether can I be myself authentic or some other one are going to judge me. It got to the point in my life and my career that I'm like, I am just the way it is. Whether you like me or hate me, I cannot be something that I'm not. And that's something that I feel you're the same way.
And I think also our love for fashion kind of connected us a lot.
That's how it was. And in a side note, it was funny. We went to this cruise on a corporate, that was probably 7 years ago.
It was actually my daughter's sweet 16 party.
You see?
Yes.
We're always connecting.
Yes.
So we went to this cruise in a corporate level. Back then we entered into a partnership with this title company. And all of a sudden I see Norkis and her whole entire family and the whole entire cruise. I'm like, oh my God. We were dancing and connecting and it was so awesome.
Yes.
But again, when you see people doing something in the community and actually being impactful, you barely have any time. So always have that admiration for you. And I know we were trying to pencil you in the calendar going back and forth, but you're here.
I'm here.
And not only she's here, guys, if this is the first guest that she has an army with her behind us. I already told everybody, phones and vibrate, but she has the biggest supporter that I'm actually, you're so lucky in the sense that it's amazing. And that speaks volume of the individual that you are as a leader, as a human, and as a woman that actually making an impact.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I honestly am so blessed. I have an amazing team behind me. My family is so supportive, and I would never be able to do anything I do without them. So thank you.
Family too it's very strong for this little one. You see her little like that, but she's very powerful. And we're going to go through these questions because basically all my questions are just curiosity. My producer one time told me, let's just not make questions just to make. What are you curious about? So everybody knows your success. Everybody follows. You're such a helper in every aspect. You people follow you. You motivate. You're director of a board for the Orlando ORAP. For those that don't know, what does ORA stand for, Ms. Director?
The Orlando Regional Realtors Association.
You see?
One of the biggest board. We have over 20,000 members.
That's another question and many other questions that I have on that. Maybe today, but a second time, I promise you, we're going to bring her because I'm very curious. I have so many questions in that department, but
awesome.
Everybody's seen that. They've seen, your growth, your legacy, which is, it's powerful, and the people that you influence, but you also are huge giving back. And that's something that you can see that you're passionate about. Something that it's deep to you, and I admire that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's something my dad instilled in me from a young age. He was a powerhouse too, and he gave back to the community so much. He was a business owner as well in New York, and I grew up in that environment, and I just know that the secret to living is giving. So that's powerful to me.
That's one of the secrets. And a lot of people tell me, what is the secret of your success? Is definitely that. It's better to give than to receive.
Correct.
So when you give, it comes back to you fold. And it's one of the laws, not only in the Bible, it's what other people that don't believe in the Bible. If you manage that, you will be successful in everything in the life because you're a selfless person.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's go back. back. Where did Ms. Norkis was born?
I was born in the Dominican Republic, but I came to the United States, to New York specifically when I was before I was 1 year old.
Oh, wow. So you were a baby.
So I was a baby.
Okay, but how important is your Dominican heritage to you?
Extremely important. Those are my roots. That's my ethnicity. So I'm super Dominican. So are my girls. I mean, they were born here and they're like all about, and it's just because that's, the culture that we bring, how we were raised, and just proud to be a woman and Dominican and making a difference.
Absolutely. So came when you were super young, basically in diapers. How was it growing up in New York, Hispanic? How did your parents took you to that process of your identity, who you are, what you are in this country, and how did that start it?
Yeah, it was definitely challenging. Obviously, growing up in New York and Washington Heights, that's where all Dominicans were. So it was tough and exposed to everything and anything you can imagine.
Wow, yeah.
But my parents were always so strict, extremely strict, I should say. When we were starting high school, we moved to Queens, which was a better neighborhood. They bought a house, the whole American dream. And I think that was the difference for us, too. It was a different environment. And they were always super strict. I was never allowed to go out. I was never allowed to sleep over any of my friend's house. So, and I'm actually like that with my girls too.
That was my next question.
I am. And I'm sorry. That's just what it is. And it made me the woman that I am. And I'm just grateful for that. So
it works.
It does work. It does work. I did get married really young because I wanted to be out. I'm like, okay, I can go out, but I'll get married. Because my parents said, you have to get married, like, con velo y corona.
So that's traditional Hispanic roots.
Yes. It was a huge wedding, over 300 guests at 18 years old.
Oh, wow. You were 18.
I was 18 years old when I got married.
Wow. Yeah. How long? Oh, no, we're not going to age her.
Over 25 years married, yes.
Did you waited a long time before having your first
We waited
child?
3 years. Two years. I was 20 when I had her.
No wonder why they look so young. And okay, so got out of your house at 18. Parents instill in you so much value, which is funny because I kid around about it because my mom was super strict too. But I'm like, listen, the formula worked. Why am I going to change it or any type of way? And I'm sticking to that. And that's something that we can relate because my little one is 5 or your girls are already, they're in the other side.
Correct.
So definitely
the harder years, because enjoy it now that she's 5. 13 and up, it's challenging.
Those hormones, ladies.
Yes. But they test you. They test you to see how far they can get. So that's when you need to be strict.
Well, you're creating these humans and that are going to change the society. So, of course, they're going to test you. So, married at 18.
Yes.
How was that, getting married so young? I mean, I can relate because I got married. I was 20. but I want to hear from somebody else's perspective.
Yeah. So I was blessed. I married an amazing man. He's older than me, so he's like almost 10 years older. So that helped tremendously. So we were not both little kids. But I was always very mature. Again, my father and my mom, they instilled in me from as a young age. I would work my dad's business. So I was always responsible. So I was not a traditional young girl. So I was always very mature. But obviously it's challenging, a marriage in general is challenging. And at such a young age where you were never able to do anything that these people do, like sleepovers and parties and stuff like that. And I wanted to go away to college.
Wow.
And I wasn't allowed because my mom is like, there's no way you're going to college, that
you're newlywed.
Yeah, no, before I got married.
Married.
I was going to get married. That's the reason why. I'm like, no, you don't want me to go to college. You don't want me to go out. I'm getting married. And I don't regret it. I don't. I've been so blessed. But I did finish college. I did everything I needed to do, but I was already married. Married, we owned businesses, bought houses. I was always in love with real estate. Yeah.
So when did that start? The love for real estate?
The love for real estate. So I have a bachelor's in health administration. So I worked at New York Hospital. I was the administrator. And ever since we got married, we rented, obviously, like the first year or two. And then we started buying properties and then flipping. We would buy and move like every 2 to 3 years because we would flip homes, like fix it up. And then we just did that on the side, obviously, in New York. And then when we moved here, that's when we did the same thing. And then I'm like, you know what? But why don't I get my license and make that commission? Because I'm super organized and structured. And I found that, my realtor then was not
making a lot of money with you.
Exactly. Or I was basically doing everything. I'm like, let me get that license. And that's how it all started.
Oh my goodness. Yep. How, again, I'm not going to age her.
No, yeah. I got my license in 2007.
How important is your heritage and has been through your career?
Extremely important. Obviously, I want to be able to help my community, my Latina community, my Hispanic, educate them that home ownership is possible. Some people don't get educated. They rent for years, not knowing that it's actually more expensive to rent. It's cheaper to own than to rent. So it's very important to me to educate them and help them achieve the American dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really young, have that entrepreneurship, what I call bug bite you. Very similar to me and Jeremy, actually. It's funny because I have never met anybody else that did exactly what we did. Because we the same thing, got married when we were 20. And you guys have heard the story many times. But I pushed him to get we got into telecommunications. So Jury used to own 36 cell phone store. Wow. And I wanted to leave my house too. I was like, this is going to be so long with this guy. We were in a relationship for 2 years. And I told him, why you don't open your own cell phone store? And he was just a salesperson and he never thought about it because he was going to college, great writer, journalism. And I was like that, me voy a morir de hambre de aquí a allá, que eso pase. So I make him have a meeting with his older brother, Jury, and Jury's like, really?
That's
and he told me all the steps, and in 6 months, Jeremy had his first cell phone store.
Wow, that's the importance of having the right partner next to you.
And that's when we got married.
I love it.
Months. And from there, we did telecommunication for 3 years, and then we sold them all to Metro PCS back then, and we got into real estate and mortgage.
Wow.
So I never met somebody that had those same struggles. So I always felt like an odd animal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because everybody actually gets surprising. But now I see the key of your success.
Yeah.
How far you have come and the things and having a very strong foundation with you speak a lot your parents and what they have is still into you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's extremely important, and that's what I try to create. We carry those patterns and stuff that we just carry from our ancestors and stuff, so we gotta try to break those and create new ones for our generations to come.
You see your 3 daughters. I know they're super important. What are 3 things as a mom, as an influential powerhouse woman that not only has her business, but you want them to be good in the society, but at the same time, you want them also to be married, to have family. It's 2 different things.
Yeah.
How do you guide them through that path?
Whew, that's tough.
Please enlighten me.
I know. It is tough because at the end of the day, they're their own little humans and they have their own. And obviously, we always think our parents are like so extra. And that's what they tell me all the time. And so overprotective. And I tell them stories and they don't believe it till they hear it from somebody else. And it's like, oh my God. But at the end of the day, I want them to be genuinely happy. I want them to be genuinely happy with themselves. Because a partner is going to make you happy, but that's just an add-on. That's not what it's you. If you're not happy, nothing else is going to make you happy. So I want them to be genuinely happy and healthy and enjoy life. Enjoy life because life is so short. I lost my dad, 3 years ago, and my whole perspective of life changed after that because I saw him work so much and it's okay, but also you lose everything in a second. So I want them to be able to be genuinely happy, enjoy life, and enjoy everything that they do.
The passing of your father, I know, impacted you a lot. I walked you through the whole entire path, and at the same time, Jeremy lost his father. I remember it was to COVID. We lost Fausto, and that's when we first moved to this building. I remember there's things in life that impact you so much, and you said from that point forward, that's when my perspective changed. I remember we were in the negotiation of this building. It's 10,000 square feet. We were before in 4,000 square feet. And Dr. Phillips, and we were like, now we have this opportunity, and we're like, let's go for it. I remember being in the funeral for Fausto, and that same day they gave us the key to this building.
Wow.
And we walk here because even though his knowledge, Fausto was such a knowledgeable man, a well-known accountant back in Peru, and he's done so much for his children and me, because I'm the oldest, not in age, the oldest married in the family. And I will be in his house every other day because they'll take care of my kids. And I remember any questions I'll have, Fausto, what do you think about this? But that day when it was so symbolic to us stepping into this building. It was a mess. We got so nervous that moment, I remember the four of us, so many doubt came to us. I'm like, guys, are we going to pull this over? And I remember Jeremy and I were saying, we don't have a plan B. This is going to work no matter what. We're going to make this work because that's what my father would have wanted us to say. And I remember we worked and we did our whole entire grand opening because everything we do, a lot of people out there think it's just for us being bougie. It's just, we don't have other options, guys.
I know.
We are bougie and we like good lifestyle and we're loud. But the reason that we do it, a lot of things, you have to go back to that individual. What marked this individual that they're so loud and so loudly to express what is inside of us. So to us, me coming in a raft, them coming, from terrorism in Peru, that is the reason we don't have plan B, only plan A.
I know.
Right? So what have impacted you in your life that you can tell you from that moment forward? I changed this or I see things differently.
Yeah, definitely my dad's passing. My dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and he died in 3 months.
It's a very aggressive one.
It's very aggressive and it was life-changing. My dad was only 62 years old and full of life. I mean, everybody that had the opportunity and the honor to meet my dad, he was all loving. All loving, just a man full of knowledge and love and caring. And I never saw my dad upset or over anything. Yo soy tremenda. You know that. Yo soy tremenda. Es súper fuerte. And he would be like, ay, mami, relax. No, todo va a estar bien. And,
Who's the life of the party?
Yes. So, and I was like, ay, papi, everything for you is love and peace. But it's not like that. You have to be strong. But definitely his passing. It changed my whole perspective of life. I would live life I always wanted more and I want to work this and, not ambitious per se, which is nothing bad. But now I just want to enjoy my family, my life. And I don't know if it's the age. It's just a whole mix of everything. I want to be able
to COVID. It's COVID. After COVID, we all change.
And that's when he died in 2020. So I guess it's a combination of both, but definitely his passing.
In circumstances like that, definitely it marked you. I've seen your, what we said in Spanish, tu brillo. You were always super full of life. But I know after that passing of your father, I noticed a different feistiness in you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's beautiful to watch it. I've been watching it at a distance because a lot of time, guys, it's funny that we get overworked for so many stupid idiot crap that we forget what it's life all about. You know, life is all about is creating those moments with those people that truly believe in you. And no matter how imperfect we are, they push us to that next level. But when things like that change and shift us is when we're like, well, now it's for real. Now it's time to perform. I have those 3 little eyes here and my whole entire army behind me watching. But it's a beautiful feeling. It's like a warrior going to war and winning, and it's beautiful to see that.
Thank you. That's amazing that you've noticed. But it's definitely been a before and after for me in my life.
Besides that, what has shaped Norkis?
I think motherhood, to be honest with you. The minute motherhood, something that I've always wanted, and just having these 3 little humans that look up to me and, you know, admire me. And, you know, I have to be like, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that they feel proud, but mostly that they feel that they can come to me with anything. It doesn't matter what it is, good or bad. I want to have, you know, obviously they see me as this powerful, you know, entrepreneur, and but at the end of the day, I'm their mom and I'm vulnerable, and I want them to know that if they do make a mistake, they can come to me and be like, okay, I'm not going to be embarrassed, or I'm not going to, you know, punish them, or, you know, make them suffer just because of my image, or, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I want them to know that I'm still their mom, no matter who or how powerful I am, or what, you know, whatever we do out there.
You become mom first, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
We have those little generation looking at us, and we definitely have to impact them. Not everything is butterfly, right? And rainbows and butterfly. That's, I must say.
Like social media makes it seem out there.
Yes, right? And I know you have those days, especially negotiating, files falling through, trying to meet deadlines, agents that need your help, and you know they have the potential. How Norkis balance herself to be not only true to yourself, but actually be the best way that you can be to those people that are looking to your leadership.
Absolutely.
How do you do to ground yourself?
To be honest with you, it's my team. It's my team, the team that I have, the support of my family, obviously. So, because in order to keep a balance, I need their support. But the team that I have behind me, I could never do anything if it wasn't for them. And I constantly tell them and acknowledge them, because they willingly, voluntarily are there to support me. You know what I mean? And obviously, maybe I've gained that respect and trust from them, but they also gained it from me. And, you know, they're there to support our agents. I'm a non-compete broker, so I don't deal with files and stuff, but I deal with their files. And they're, you know, every day is something new in real estate, and I'm always available. I tell them I have an open door policy. Anything that you need, I'm here for you. And I think that's what's been the difference in the culture in my branch, in my office. But it's everything work-wise is my team, and I owe everything to them. And that's why I always try to empower them and encourage them. And like I tell them, you know, I coach you guys up so eventually I can coach myself out or not out. I shouldn't say that. Somebody corrected me the other way. Like, you can't coach yourself out. I'm like, well, not out, but maybe into other positions. Because when you're a leader of leaders, you create leaders amongst them too. So
yeah, you delegate.
Correct.
And I think that's one of the biggest, last key that we as leader kind of master, because we want to have control, not control because of competition or anything, it's because of perfection.
Correct.
Culture and branding, right? And you want to keep that culture. How is important, and I know my producer probably is like, that's a wrong question. How important is culture and branding?
Oh my God. Everything. It's everything for me. And that's been the difference. That's been the difference in my branch. To me, it's not about a transaction or the commission or the money. We're all in here. It's a business. We're all in here to make money, obviously, but it's the culture. That's more important to me than anything else. Like, let's talk about it. How can I make you feel better? Acknowledging everyone, because they have options. We got to be honest. They have a million options as to where they can go, where they choose to be. So if they choose to be with me, I want to make sure they know that they're important to me and my team.
How hard it is as a leader in the sense of when you know some people time is up, right? And you know they have a potential. But a lot of times you have to let them go in a sense for them to grow, number one, and two, to impart and not damage the others around.
I know.
Have you been in that position before? Oof. And how you have handled that? Please enlighten me.
I know. So many times, as leaders, we're there so many times, and it's not necessarily that we don't like somebody or whatever. It's not about that. It's about timing. And it's like the rocket ship, some people, when it's ready to go up, some people, it kind of have to let go of its boosters. I don't know if I'm using the right word. So there's certain time and place that not everybody can come with you, because not everybody's aligned, and in leadership you all need to be aligned within the same vision. And it's a very difficult position to be in, and I've been in, like yourself, many times, but it's having a sincere, transparent conversation and be like, you know what, we're not a fit for each other, and that's okay. You have so much potential that maybe you'll be a better fit somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And I've done that many times, even within my leadership, and it's difficult, but it's a conversation that eventually I think they're grateful for that as well.
I think you said a very key word that has to do an honest conversation. When you come from the heart, and that individual can really see what you're talking about, that you're not bullshitting, that you're actually telling them, hey, it's not the perfect fit right now. Because it's like flowers, like planting there. Everybody has a different process. Everybody have a different growth.
Correct.
And somebody told me one time, and it's such a good way to explain it. When the bus stop, some people have to get on and some people have to get off, right? And you have to be okay as that driver, like, hey, that was their stop. That's when true meaning of growth and doesn't affect you as a leader, because you want to bring all these people along with you, and you see the potential, but it's not meant for the destination.
No.
So that's how I've been able
I know
to translate in certain way.
It's so funny because my team, they tell me, oh my God, you have this charisma and this way that whenever I'm in that position and they know, they're aware, they're like, you have this conversation with them. They leave the office kissing and hugging you and smiling, and they don't realize that you just let them go till they get home.
You just remind me of somebody like that. You know who's that? That happens to Janita all the time. Janita has an HR master, and she's so good at talking to people that she used to do that. And so whenever we have to do that, we bring Janita, because it's just the eloquency that how she speaks, and she just talk so well, because maybe I'm too honest, or I'm too, blunt in certain way. That's why we have our fortes.
Exactly. That's why you guys are such an amazing team.
But it's hard to manage certain things and certain way that you mean the best, but you can't, you know.
You can. And it's good to do it from the beginning. The minute you notice it, because you cannot let that rotten apple kind of ruin the rest of you can't.
It has cost us a lot. And you knew it. There was a little voice in you that you're like, but because of the good heart, you're like, man, let me give one more chance.
I know. Yeah.
But that one more chance cost you somebody else worth it.
Yes, exactly. So
that's why
But we learn. Every day we learn something new, and we just try to be better.
What's next for Norkis in the sense of your leadership? What's in store for you? Obviously, we're in 2023. So many changes in our market. So many people leaving the industry.
I know.
Which I'm really hopeful, because it does bring, we were needing it. We were needing it. So now I believe our motivation part of it and our leadership, it's more to those that you really focus, not a bunch of others that you don't know where they're going to end up. So what's in store for Norkis?
Oh my God. Definitely coaching other people up so I can focus in other areas, maybe helping as a consultant, helping other people grow other branches and stuff like that. But definitely enjoying my family, my life, and just a little bit more balance as well. That's awesome. I love what I do. Honestly, I do it from the heart. I love serving my association, because this way I'm a voice for the realtors. You see what I'm saying? I'm able to help and, be a voice for them, for these 20,000 members. Yeah. So, just helping more in like leadership positions like that.
And definitely a voice for us, for Latinas.
Thank you.
That need my Dominican power. If you have to go back when you were a little girl and you have the opportunity to see Norkis at a really young age, and you have her right in front of her, and you have a chance to speak to her and give her an advice, what would that be?
Oh my God. To let go of all those fears, you know, because I have so many fears of failing my family, failing my daughters, you know. Let go of those fears, just flow, you know, and everything will work out at the end.
Here you guys have it. You heard it from her. Thank you for this chance, this opportunity, picking in your mind, in your brain, and let us know. A lot of women out there that sometimes we're figuring it out, but just to hear from your voice, let us know that we all struggle. Very similar fears, very similar things that actually make us who we are. So being that authentic inspire me and inspire those around us to be more, because we need more of that.
Yeah, I know.
Of that real, raw individual, that we're not perfect, but our imperfections do make us unique and perfect. So I hope you guys enjoy my beautiful queen here.
Thank you so much, Gea. It's an honor to be here with you, somebody that I love and admire tremendously. So thank you so much for having me.
Of mine. Thank you, see you guys next time. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, comment, love, hate. We love them all. Until next time.
Bye-bye.